friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, come on in, get comfortable, and let's have a little chat. So, first of all, Happy New Year. Can you believe it? We are in 2024. Oh my gosh. And today is Tuesday, because yesterday was New Year's Day. But I'm completely thrown off and I keep thinking that today is Monday. So this is going to be a bit of a wonky week, but you know, it'll be fun. And I just want to say thank you because we now have over 500 subscribers over here in the forest. And I just want to say thank you for joining me on this adventure and for hanging out with me. I love reading your comments. I love sharing different ideas and chatting, and it just has been really amazing. The community is just fantastic. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am truly thrilled that you are here. And now let's get into a couple of challenges that are happening. So today I was preparing my journals to get ready for them. First of all, I want to talk about Glue Book January, which is a scavenger hunt sort of glue book challenge that is hosted by Caged Fish. And I will put that link down below so you can go over to their channel. And then you can see the list, which just came out yesterday. So every day there are, I think, 5 prompts or so, and you have to go on a scavenger hunt and find the images and then make a glue book with them. This year, there's a little bit of an added twist where there are also questions. So it's very exciting. And, you know, they're very imaginative questions. They encourage you to just have fun with the responses. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. So I'll show you, this is my Glue Book January I did last year. And I guess this is the 3rd year that it's been happening. I didn't do it the first year, but last year was my first year doing it. So just to give you an idea, I won't flip through the whole thing, but you know, each day, you know, I have my list in the back here. So each day there was like a list of different items, and then I would highlight as I found them and check it off, and I had it organized, you know, and it was just so much fun. So I kept that list back there, and you can still do these previous year's lists too. So I think I'd like to go back and do the first year at some point, not in January, but some other time. I would love to do it. So, you know, you just go through, you find the images, and they're random, and you put them together. And the funny thing for me was that when I was doing this, and I have a playlist too, so you can see my playlist from Glue Book January of 2023, if you're interested. But I started leaving a blank page because when I was creating, oh, sorry, the phone just rang and interrupted. But I started leaving a blank page next to my collages that I was making here, my glue book pages, because I found that as I was putting them together, the images started like talking to me, you know, in a way. I started coming up with stories. You don't have to do that, but I just found that I kept coming up with like little stories. They weren't big stories, just little things. So I wanted to write, and I had meant to go back and write, and now I'm reminding myself that I didn't do that. So there's another thing that I should, not that I should, but that I could do. You know, we don't want to say should, we'd rather say could. But yeah, so this was really fun. So I loved this. I really love glue booking, so this is just an excuse for more glue booking. So I picked out my journal I'm going to use for this year, and it's just a journal that's already been made. I think it was from the Dollar Tree. It's, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, so I just liked the color and the rainbowness, and it's got, like, the stars on it. And it's just lined paper. It does say enjoy the little things. And I'm planning on leaving some blank space because we're going to be answering the question for each day on one side, and then having the glue book image with the scavenger hunt images on this side. So that's my plan with that. I haven't started yet, so that's the next thing I have to do, is go through and see what images I can find and then get going on that. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the other thing happening in January that I know of, there's probably a ton of stuff, but the other one I know of is Junk Journal January, and that's hosted by Meg Journals, and Get Messy Art is also part of that collab as well. And so each day there is a one-word prompt, and then you take your junk journal that you've created for the challenge, or, you know, do it wherever you want, I think, and you just make a page. And they do have a host each day that will go through an idea of something you could do that has to do with that prompt. So you can do it that way, or you can just read the prompt and, you know, come up with your own idea. I think I'm going to do a mix of both. I think I'm going to watch the videos each day because it is really cool to learn a bunch of new things. So this was my journal from last year, my junk journal from last year, and I'm early this year because I decided to do this junk journal January at like the end of January last year. So I was all of a sudden like, wait, I want to do that. And I do have a playlist for this as well. So you can find that on the channel. And then these were the prompts from last year. And last year I did not watch the videos. So I just would read the prompt and come up with my own thing. I think I just didn't even understand that there was a video each day. I think I totally missed that part. So I just didn't watch it. So I kind of came up with my own little thing here. Here's a little star that tucks in a pocket. And this was a lot of fun as well. A little squirrel tag here. And, you know, it's fun to go back and see what the heck I was up to. Do you feel like that? If you have your journals, you know, you just kind of go back and you're like, oh yeah, I remember making that. So, yeah, so that was last year's. And then this year's is smaller. So look, here's this year's. This is more like the size of a Hobonichi Techo, which is an A6, right? A6 size. So it's a little smaller than this. We'll see how it goes. And this is what I'm decorating right now. So I took, basically, this was an Amazon bag that Care from My Take at the Lake had decorated. She had used her fun sprays and jazzed it up, and then she sent me some goodies inside of it. So I had been saving it. Actually, I have the other piece here. Let me show you. So here's the other piece of it here, because I kind of split it in two. You can see both sides, and it's just beautifully sprayed. So I knew I wanted to use this for a journal. I didn't know where or when, but it's going to be used now for Junk Journal January. So I just cut it to size. I did want it to be small and not overwhelming, and then I just used some craft tape, some washi tape. I had some of this beautiful washi tape that matches these colors here. I like this purple and greenish, tealish kind of a color scheme. And then I thought a little magical window on the back. And then inside, I haven't done much yet, of course. I just, you know, put my papers together and I made a little pocket here. It's a cloud. I didn't quite finish it yet, but that's just the place to tuck the prompts in the front. So that way they're right there. I've got a little dragon stamped down in the corner. And then it's just a mix of papers. So I've got some painty paper. This was just a printout I did of a Patreon reward, but it was black and white. And so I'm just throwing that in. This was just me throwing some water all over highlighters and pens and seeing which ones would kind of like bleed like that and which ones wouldn't. And it was also something that my son had printed out, and it was just a scrap. And then this was watercolor, just a little watercolor wash that I had done on a piece of paper. Some black lined paper, because this always looks pretty cool. And here's just the center of that signature. And actually, I just stapled it. I didn't do a pamphlet stitch. I just stapled it, and then I covered it with this. And I don't mind that it's messy, because the whole idea is for it to be a junk journal. And then I just used some of the Distress ink on the edges there, just a little bit of a purple on there, and I did it on here as well, so you can see this craft tape is just looking a little bit aged. And then we have the other side of those signatures, and then the second one, we've got painty paper, we've got another one of these pen experimental kind of papers, we have this piece of paper, which was like an old resume paper I had. And then this was another one from the Jelly Print, where I was just using some stamps. I think this was a croissant package, if I remember correctly. Graph paper, and then that's the center of that one. And then it just, you know, continues on the other side. And then here's the back and the back cover, which I showed you. So I decided that I want to put something here. I felt like it needed a little something. And this year is Year of the Dragon, with the element being wood. So in the Chinese zodiac, it is the year of the wood dragon. So I was sketching out a bunch of dragons, and then I came up with this one. I'll put in the footage here so you can see me just sketching him out. So here is my dragon, and I smudged it by accident because I was painting a magazine with gesso and I splashed a little bit on there and I just tried to wipe it off, and that didn't really go too well. So here he is, and now we're just going to watercolor this little fella and then cut them out, put them on here, and then this journal is ready to go. So I have 2 journals ready to go for my challenges in January. So let's get this little guy painted. We colored our little dragon, cut him out, I just inked a little bit where it was faded and you couldn't see. There he is. But guess what? He's kind of big. He kind of covers up the whole thing. Hey, who measured this anyway? Oh, it was me? Oh, thought I could blame one of the beasties. Okay, it was me. Well, he's a little bit big for this cover. I think I'm still going to use it and just kind of maybe, what if I tilt him? What if I just kind of tilt it like that? You know? Or he could still stand there. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now, I think the only other thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of like swirly whirlies here to kind of make it look a little more wood-like. So I'm using my smaller micron pen for this, smaller than what I was drawing with. This one is 01. What? Yep. So this one is a little bit, you know, finer. It's really good for doing like little details. So I just want to kind of get some more bark details and wood details and stuff. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit of something. Kind of want these to look more maybe leafy. Just the hint. Doesn't have to be too much. And then I'm thinking about if I want to use my favorite white pen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him a wood swirly like right here on his cheek. So he's got like little wood swirlies. We'll give him some little like bark kind of scales. And then I'll have like a mixture maybe of like bark sort of details, swirls and stuff, and then some scaly kind of details. So it'll be a mix. I don't know if I'm going to use the white pen. I feel like I kind of like it just being black like this. So for right now, I am not going to add the white pen, but that could change because that's just how it is. I might look at this tomorrow and say, yeah, that absolutely needs white pen right there. But right now I'm just kind of feeling, oops, almost forgot this little arm, a little swirly there. I'm just kind of feeling this like black pen. I like this. So that's the way it's gonna be for now. So there he is. You can see the details, and I thought the little hand should be up so that way he can kind of be presenting Junk Journal January. So next up, glue him onto the cover, and I like to use tacky glue. I got a huge bottle of it, and yeah, this does the trick. Put a little glue on the back, stick it on, put my rock on top, and then just let it dry. So let's do that. Okay, we have removed the rock. Our little dragon is perched on the journal just right, and I added this Junk Journal January 2024, and I almost wrote 2023, of course. But we got 2024 on there, and this journal is ready to go. So let me know if you are doing Junk Journal January. I would love to know. Or if you are doing Glue Book January, or if you're doing something else in January, a different sort of challenge, let me know. Because, you know, I'll try to see if I can do it, even if it's February by the time I get to it. Or March, or April, or, you know. Also, I'm thinking now that I kind of made this one so jazzy, I like this cover for my glue book January, but I think I'm going to add something to this as well and put the title, but not in this video. That will be next time, or, you know, maybe not next time, but sometime this week, hopefully. So thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, please let me know if you are doing any challenges in January, even if it's just doing your daily journaling, you know, if you do like a memory keeper sort of thing, or if you're doing a creative journal sort of thing. I just love to hear and find out what everyone is up to. It's just so much fun. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I wish you all the best, and I will see you again soon.